Hi, I'm Cynthia Kahn, founder of Amused Now, and I'm here today with Aaron Thomas, actor and director from the Fruit District Group. Hey, Aaron.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
I'm doing fabulous today. Aaron, you're currently finishing production on a two-part thriller feature film called Dumar, scheduled for release in December. From my understanding, Dumar is a hedge fund manager who was wrongly accused of fraud by his boss. Tell us how you became involved with the project.
Well, I actually wrote the project, fortunately, and
Ah,
indeed, I actually wrote the project. It actually started many years ago as a horror film, and it just didn't work. So, hence the title. So, what I wanted to do was write something that would be quite current. And I found that at the time when I wrote it about 5, 6 years ago, finance was really a hot topic. So, I decided to go with finance.
awesome. So, volume two comes out in December, which is halfway through Dumar's story. Why release the second half first?
I wanted to do something quite different. I wanted to, because I find that with most of the films I watch, you always get the story from the beginning, and I wanted to be the audience to be quite confused in regards to as soon as they start watching it, and you do get really confused. So it starts midway through. I found that in terms of because it's such a massive story I want to tell, I found that it was because it's character driven. It felt more organic for it to be to start off midway through, because the first story is obviously how he got to where he was, whereas the second story he's actually in the mix of where he is. So yeah, that's pretty much it really.
I see from your website that the Fruit District Group has several collaborative projects and films underway. What's your selection criteria for deciding what projects to work on?
That's a good question. For me, I look for character-driven stories. I try to write character-driven stories. So when I was able to get involved in this, in my next few stories, it was essential for me to find characters who had a lot to tell, characters who were in some ways victims.
So, one of your upcoming films in pre production is based on the book This Paper World, written by the acclaimed author Jeff Lane. It's a story of an 18-year-old college student who is confronted by his destiny. The interesting thing is that you've actually launched an app to build buzz for the movie. Tell us a little bit more about this exciting project.
The app, it's amazing actually because the app actually started off as a trailer. We shot a trailer for the novel, and what we wanted to do, we felt that we could have got more from the trailer. So I partnered with a tech company. Well, they were in development of doing an app, so we came along with This Paper World, and they loved what we were doing. And the rest is history, as they say. And we really wanted to, because Jeff is the author, Jeff Lane, is an online new age author where he's had podcasts, he's got novels, he's got novellas, he's got short stories. So it made sense for us to continue his journey in building his brand with his online audience. And I believe to date he's had over 300,000 audiobook downloads. So it made sense to just go in the direction that he's built so far.
Interesting. That's a great idea. So, you have a website for the Fruit District Group, you have a website for Dumar, and we met on Twitter.
We did.
Tell us how you use social media to promote your projects.
Well, the foundation of Duma has been built on online in terms of casting, in terms of locations, in terms of just generally meeting people. So what we wanted to do is really continue this trend because, as you know, online is everywhere now. So it made sense for us to continue reaching out to people who are doing the same as in regards to production companies, media like yourself. So it just made sense to continue the trend, and this way our audience, our fan base is still able to see what we're doing, even though we're releasing in a limited release in the UK, in a number of cinemas, where most of our audience will be online because we have an international audience. A lot of our soundtrack we got from SoundCloud. and Twitter is Twitter, as they say. So it just makes sense to continue the trend of just reaching out to our audience.
So, since Amused Now is about artists helping artists, do share with some upcoming filmmakers how you get your projects off the ground in terms of funding.
Wow. For me, it was at first it was an horrendous ride, if I'm honest. But what I found when it changed for me is when I decided to fund my own film. I worked really hard. I did anything from cleaning warehouses, you name it, office jobs. And what then happened was I knew I wanted to work with certain companies like Porsche Design, Palzolleri, Kirk Original Glasses, and I just reached out to them, and we basically made a product placement deal, whereas we would show their products in the film, and that's it really. I found that product placement is definitely a way forward for an independent filmmaker, because you find that a lot of companies who are in their infant stages or established companies, they do want to associate themselves within the film business, within the independent world, independent film business, and it's a growing market. So it made sense to reach out to people on the same page as ourselves. It made sense to use brands that coincide with the project itself, and yeah, it just made everything just made sense at that time. It was just really just hard work, product placement, and most of all, just believing in the project that we had, believing in the cast and the crew, and knowing that even at times when we're not able to have the budget that we want, it's just really adapting to your situation and understanding that this isn't a $1 million movie. It's a couple $100 grand, so we've got to work with what we've got. So I would say to anybody, just really just stay focused, reach out to firms who people normally reach out to, and because everybody goes to all the big brands, go to the smaller brands, because again they do want to be involved with independent film, a lot of them. So it's just, and have faith. Just have faith in what you're doing, have faith in your team, and work hard. That's what I did. Everybody's different, but it worked for me, or it's working for me. I'm not sure whether it's worked yet, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Well, you did show me a little bit of a sneak preview of the film, and I think it's worked fabulously for you. So
Thank you.
let me ask you a quick follow-on question. When you went to different companies, did you just ask for goods and services so that you had their goods in your film, or did you actually ask them for funds?
For both, they wouldn't give me any money. They wouldn't give me any money, but they felt that what I was selling in regards to the script and the cast, because I had a number of known names around Europe and the UK and so forth, maybe in the States as well, and they felt that their brand coincided with a number of these names and what we were doing. So, and again, for me at the time, when you have an office scene and you've got to clothe everybody, you know, that's thousands of pounds in clothes. So to get up to 15 grand in Italian suits, it was a win-win situation for me. So I was just really glad and humbled to be working with such a great company, if I'm honest. So it's all good, as they say.
And you are going to charge for your film, right? That's the one thing that I want people to do,
Oh
is to
yes,
change the
yes.
paradigm. So,
Oh yeah, most definitely. We've got to recoup, because it is a two-part film, and we've got to recoup to do the first part. And the success of this one depends on whether we do the next one. It's halfway done, but we do need the funds to finish the first one. And it is a great story, if I'm honest with myself, and the cast, they did a brilliant job. So we will be charging the online fees and obviously the theatre fees and so forth. And that's where the business side kicks into it with the companies that we're working with, because the companies that we're working with, they will be promoting our trailers and so forth. They will be working with us in regards to our screening and coming along and promoting it with their partners. So yeah, it's difficult. It's really, really difficult, because it is an organic growth, especially when the industry says you're nobody. You know you're somebody, but the industry dictates that you're nobody. So it's difficult in that sense, because people tend to listen to the industry a lot. But in the same breath, it's great how independent film has grown. People are more open to worldly films, more open to different types of subjects. So yeah, I believe we've got a great project, and as they say, let's see what happens. And fingers crossed.
You know I'm on your side.
Thank you very much.
Well, Aaron, it's been great learning about Dumar and this paper world today. When we launch our e-commerce site later this year, I definitely want to help you raise money, and I hope you'll consider using Amused Now as part of your short film distribution network.
Well, to be honest with you, that's the reason I got in touch with you. That's what I was. I actually did a Google search, and you came up. So
Awesome.
yeah, yeah. So that's why we really reached out to you guys, because it's something that we do want to do. We do want to be more internet based, but what we found the formula that we're using is we're releasing everything on the same day, whether it be broadcasting, whether it be internet, whether it be theaters, and we found that not only does that beat piracy, it also gives everybody the opportunity to be part of the launch on the same day. So thumbs up to you, and I look forward to obviously posting the film on your site.
Awesome. Yes, definitely get in touch with me before December X, whatever day it is that you plan to release, because I will definitely work something out with you. And
Thank
I
you.
wish you all the best. I know now that we'll be in touch.
Indeed. And may I say to you, thank you ever so much. I wish you Godspeed with what you're doing as well. I think it's great. I've seen the other interviews, and just keep it going, because people like yourselves, people like me, we find it so refreshing to be able to speak to people on an international basis, and you've provided that platform. So thank you, and keep up the great work.
Ah, I'm blushing. Thank you. And have a great
Okay,
afternoon.
I will do. You too. Take care.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Kahn, founder of Amused Now. This featured artist presentation has been brought to you by Amused Now Entertainment, a website that enables artists to profit from their creativity. To learn more about Amused Now, visit us at www.amusednow.com or email me at ccon@amusednow.com.